I would be remiss if I didn't mention something that came up in our circles for certain. And it's a year later. So it's about time to bring this up. So now the mass deportations of Islamic criminals are starting in Europe. And so isn't it suddenly interesting that the wind of politics changed that quickly? So one of the things about it, though, is on October, 5th? Because right? That all of a sudden, everybody said that 4chan suddenly didn't have all of these toxic posters who would post Nazi memes and porn links. That suddenly, as if a million people suddenly had something very strange happen, all of a sudden, these posters stopped shit posting. All on one day. And that I've had multiple people confirm, no, that happened. They really suddenly stopped posting. And it seemed as if it was all as if there was one source the whole time. So what this would mean, and from really, if you really think about over the past year, what's happened, this incredibly fascinating new surge in interest in the right. Suddenly, even major broadcasters are suddenly changing what they're willing to tolerate. Now, I want somebody to think about this one. Like, if anybody stumbles on this, and you're left of center, and you're thinking, this guy, this old silly old man with his oldness, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Really, over the last year, the news hasn't kind of changed how it talks about Islam, huh? It's changed a little, just a little, that the news just doesn't really quite refer to issues having to do with Islam with quite the same kid gloves it used to. So, one day, all of the people posting on ultra right-wing 4chan, all of a sudden, all of the neo-Nazis and all of the porn posters vanish. And over the last year, it's almost as if people are getting whispered to. You know, just kind of sent a text or something. You know, like, why don't you not talk about them like that? Why don't you talk about it? You know. So and I think this is a trend. I needed to bring this up because there's a few of you who you said to me, said, no, that's not a rumor. That really happened. So, long story short, Israeli intelligence was paying attention to right-wingers in the Eurosphere, trying to talk them down from their right-wing point of view. And then suddenly something happened in Israel that made them lose interest in the right wing of the Eurosphere. And suddenly, the right wing of the Eurosphere has become incredibly useful to the Israeli cause. And now, on all right-wing sites, there's no weirdo porn posters anymore. There's no ultra super neo-Nazi Fed posting anymore. Really strange coincidence. Just putting it out there. It was supposed to be a rumor. Then people confirmed it for me. And now it's a year later. So I'm going to just see if I put that out there. Put that little bird. Let that little bird fly. Let it fly. Fly, little butterfly, fly. Fly away. If anybody knows that reference. And see what happens. See if maybe it comes back with a little twig of confirmation for me. All right, later.